What is up, guys? Zan here. Welcome back. Subscriber tips. I believe this is number 14. I do want to take a quick second and apologize for the late delivery on this. If you guys have been out of the loop, I spent the last weekend, June 7th and June 6th, putting up a brand new fence. So something I had to get done, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to really stream. Didn't have a whole lot of time to create content. Didn't do YouTube videos for 2 days. Also wasn't able to get sub tips out last Friday, but I want to make it up to you guys today with this particular video. So if you guys haven't already known this, my ebook is available for defense, and you guys can get that. I wanted to add something a little bit just for the subs. It's a little bit off the beaten path in terms of giving a little bit more to you guys that have the sub tips and the ebook. So this is something I'm going to start trying to do a little bit more. It is a little bit setup intensive in terms of, audibling around and things like that, but coverage defense for 3-4 bear. So what you need to do for this is you want to set cover 3 as an audible. It's already your right bumper audible, so you don't really have to do anything with that too crazy. But we're going to use the 3-4 even, and you're going to flick the right stick to the left twice, and that's going to be strong safety at linebacker package. That's going to put your strong safety number 1 at the right outside linebacker. It kicks your starting right outside linebacker inside to right inside linebacker on the screen. So 54 is the guy that moves in. You see that he moves from right outside to right inside. In terms of the rest, your left inside and left outside stay the same. So you can tell that they stay the same. For this tip to work, you want to have your pass rushers in at these spots, maybe even this spot right here if you have like an edge rusher or whatever, something that you kind of pay attention to as well. But for me, like, this is a defense where you put your speedy coverage guys at the inside linebacker, maybe have one of your ability rushers out here, like an edge threat elite. Then you have a pass rush elite here, and then a power specialist right there. This player can kind of be a spy or maybe a fourth rusher if you want. And what we're going to do here is we're actually going to audible into, this is something I like to do against spread sets. So like any of your 2x2 spread, this is a great thing to do against those types. So, you could go to, for instance, the box corner or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But you're going to come out in 3-4 even, doesn't matter what. And you're going to audible. So you're going to pull up the audible menu and you're going to go to the right, and then you're going to hit right bumper. That's going to check you into cover 3. Now, you'll notice that against cover 3, what ends up happening is you got a body out here. This is a strong safety against a slot receiver, which is good. And then over here, you've got another strong safety against a slot receiver, which is good. And, you're going to be able to play a little bit better coverage within your 3-4 bear. Again, we talk about your pass rushers. They're your kind of your front 3. Like I said, you could put another edge rusher out here, so that way you can blitz him if you want and send 4. You see that in terms of this, you got 2 hook curls, 2 curl flats, a 4-man rush, and cover 3 deep. And then again, like you because you have the 3 safeties on the field, it changes your assignments you can put them in. So if I were to play press coverage against a spread set, now all of a sudden I could go ahead and put, this particular player, Matthew, into an outside third on the left, put this guy into a cloud flat. This guy's already in center field, and you could do the same thing over here. I can put this guy into an outside third on the right, and, maybe play press coverage with, this guy right here. You see how that's going to invert your coverage into a cover 3 invert. This is kind of, this is going to be basically your, your big nickel over G, or, I did a tip out of 3-3-5 wide, very similar to this. This 3 safety rule allows you to put different zones on the field that you otherwise couldn't get without that package. So you see how we create this coverage here. This is going to allow you to better play those corner routes. It's going to allow you to, kind of lurk the middle of the field a little bit differently. Obviously, I'm not covering the middle of the field, but you see here, like if I go to throw C routes and things like that, you've got the outside third and a cloud flat on both sides. This is really good spread defense for, roll out corners and things like that, and allows you to really lurk the middle of the field. Now, let me go back to the play call menu here. If I were to just come straight out in 3-4 bear, this is kind of where you're going to struggle, obviously. So like when I face somebody who runs nothing but spread concepts, which isn't all that often, but it's often enough that you need something in your back pocket. I don't have the ability to do that right here because this is a linebacker. So I've just got my hard flat, curl flat, seam flat, vertical hook, spy, bluff blitz, man coverage, and regular blitz. Whereas I can actually run the bear alignment, but if I come out an even first against that, that allows me to get those extra zones. So like I said, it really doesn't matter. Like I'll just choose whatever quick slot out is a play here. You just come out and even pull up the audible menu, right one formation, right bumper. You can play your press alignment, and then you're basically going to be able to set your coverage up pretty quickly. I mean, we're done. I mean, it didn't take too long. You could have 3 pass rush elites right up here up front if you want. Like I said, this guy's a wild card. You can maybe spy him. You notice that you've got 3 hook curls stock on this play. So that allows you to really lurk wherever you want with this player, because you got 2 hook curls, one on the left over here, and then obviously one on the right over here to take those short in-breaking routes. That allows you to kind of get out into the seam on one side or maybe the seam on the other. It gives you freedom to really play some of your rollouts. So like in this instance, for this instance, if somebody wants to throw rollout corners, that's going to allow you to get out here and get out there and play. You see how that's going to be give you an extra. Obviously you're going to want somebody you could lurk with at that spot that's not going to get aggressive caught or whatever. But just in general, this is going to be one of those things where this is actually relatively easy to set up. I mean, you notice I didn't really have to click onto anybody and I was done, right? So, I mean, you see right here how this works. They want to throw those corner routes. You're going to be able to get extra guys over there, try to make those those plays. Obviously, Sorensen's not great, but if you guys play Mutt, you probably have some depth on your roster, good zone coverage. And again, this is your starting safety number 1. Your starting safety number 2 is going to go right here. So you notice that I've got 3 safeties. 1 right here in Thornhill. Matthew is 2, Sorensen is 3. This guy right here is covering the slot, but when you audible into the bear, it rotates like so, where this guy comes down, this guy right here goes out, this guy rotates into center field. That's going to allow you to basically put your assignments just like that, where you can create that cover, that 3 invert out of this 3-4 bear. This is a tip that I don't do enough, in my opinion. This is something that I wish I would do more. Because I had the 3 rush abilities, it puts me in a spot where I'm constantly using a safety in 3-4 bear. One thing I might recommend is maybe even you go to using this guy, just because this guy will animate. You could go ahead and put this guy into a deep middle third to replace that, and that'll give you somebody that you can at least animate with over the middle of the field. That way, when they go to throw these corner routes, you can get those picks as opposed to getting aggressive caught with a linebacker. So, this is something that I would highly recommend. Again, it's just strong safety at linebacker package. Kind of put your pass rushers here, and then you're just going to audible 1 formation to the right. This is in the Jets book. Into the bear, cover 3. And then we're all set up. I mean, it's a very quick setup once you get it down. So nothing too crazy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints. It's always open, to drop those comments below. And we'll see you guys next week with our sub tips. And once again, guys, I just want to say I do apologize for not getting the tip out on Friday. Unfortunately, I definitely had some stuff I had to do that just took precedent over this. It's not too often that happens. I try to stay on schedule. This is the first time I've ever been late on a sub tip, and I promise you, I will not make a habit of that. It was just a very, very busy week last week, and I appreciate you guys understanding. Love you guys. Thank you for the support, and I'll see you guys with the next sub tip. Until then, this is Zan in the lab, and good luck.